Each and every Thursday, sportsmemo.com goes back in time and you can daily pick packages priced at only $5. And yes, for those wondering, that includes 5% best bets, normally priced at $30. This is the real Throwback Thursday. As an added bonus, all first-time customers will be credited $25 in WagerBucks after their initial $5 purchase. So each and every Thursday, make sure to go to sportsmemo.com and get best bets from the hottest cappers for only $5.
All right, guys, here we go. Welcome in. It's another edition of the NBA Tip-Off Show. It is powered by WagerTalk.com on this Wednesday, only kidding, February the 24th, rather. And we've got a light card in the association tonight, but very interesting card. 4 games that we will break down for you, and those games will include the Oklahoma City Thunder. We're going to talk some Miami Heat, some Lakers, some Indiana Pacers. We got a little everything for you in store. And, of course, we're going to do it with 3 of the very best NBA handicappers there are. And we're going to start, of course, at the top. There he is, Brian Leonard, live from Orlando, Florida, joining us here today. The man in the middle. He was just dominating last night here on the show. So he is back for a return performance, as is Tony Mejia, back in action here today. Guys, welcome in. Love the card tonight in the association. And, Bri, since we last spoke to you, my friend, how you been and what do you got going on at Wager Talk tonight?
Yeah, everything has been going great. Getting used to a little humidity down here in Orlando, but it's been really nice. Today up on the site, been number 1 for the last 2 weeks in college basketball profit at Wager Talk. We've got our top college basketball play going today. And over the last month, we're number 2 in NHL profit, 2 NHL plays for tonight. NBA is one of those where I've been giving out very little selections this year because I want to make sure that people are playing. And so by the time I get all that information, there's not a lot of time left on the card to be selling any of that stuff. So, but looking forward to a real nice card today, and hopefully we can get somebody a winner.
Yep, like this card, Bri. Welcome back. And Teddy, yesterday, man, you tried to tell people, Boston, you're 15-15. Stop pretending you're anything other than mediocre. So great job yesterday on the show. What do you got coming tonight?
Yeah, so, I mean, the NBA has been real good. All year it's been real good. Last year it's been real good. I'm well over 60% dating back to August, and I think 7-2 with the last 9. I think 19-9 with the last 28. I mean, it's been pretty consistent. For tonight, I'm not a heavy action guy. 1 play in the NBA for the clients tonight, 1 play in college hoops, and we'll look to go 2-0, just like we did last night.
All right, let's do it, and let's welcome in our good friend Tony Mejia in the house. And Tony, how's your NBA going, my man? And what do you have going on at Wager Talk tonight?
Well, it's going fairly mediocre, so that's not great. I'm on a props run. I think it's 12 out of 17. Really did a nice job on totals for the first half of this month, and the last half it's just been terrible. But we'll get back on track, and tonight is actually my 4th 5% play of the season in the association. Looking to go to 3-1 on that. I'm 9-2 on 5% plays in college ball, so hoping to stack those up and get a max winner for everybody.
All right, well, guys, let's do this, and we'll start it off like we usually do, taking a look at a contrarian game on the board. And our contrarian game and play of the day is going to center around the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are hosting, and welcome back to the basketball court, the San Antonio Spurs. Now, this game opened up at 2.5 there for the OK City Thunder. It has since, and it's come back a little. It went to -1 San Antonio. It's now back to a pick'em in this spot. So an awful lot of love welcoming back the San Antonio Spurs to the court here on the road in Oklahoma City. So, Brian, I'm going to start with you, my friend. Do you agree with all that love going to San Antonio, or do you think that maybe there's some value going with the home underdog here?
Yeah, it looks like Aldridge is going to play tonight. That was part of the reason why some money came in on San Antonio. But this is still a team right now that are missing some key players. They had to bring up 2 players from the G League in order to get 10 legitimate players on the bench to start this game. So I think I'm going to fade the line move here and take Oklahoma City. And I know they haven't played well lately, but I don't understand this line move other than they expect Aldridge to be back and play well. I'm fading this one. I like Oklahoma City. It's not a huge, but it's a variant play that I think has some value.
All right, guys, going contrarian on there. Listen, as he said there, Teddy, it doesn't leave a lot of room for error for San Antonio when they're calling up D-League players here. But the home team, OKC, how do you look at this game here tonight? Do you like the contrarian side, or do you agree with the market?
Oh, I'm all Switzerland on this game. There's no chance I'm going to get involved. Oklahoma City is one of two teams in the NBA that I have. If you grade out their performances at home versus on the road, they literally have a negative home court advantage. All right. Two teams in the NBA. OKC is one of them. I don't bet those teams at home. All right. The markets don't give a team a negative home court advantage. But when the results show that you play worse at home than you do on the road, so I'm not backing the Thunder at home. At home, they're a one-way team for me. On the road, I'm interested. Not in Chesapeake Bay Arena. When you look at the Spurs right now, all right, this is a team that hasn't played in 10 days, 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Charlotte on Valentine's Day was the last time they played. Completely out of sync. Multiple guys, they didn't even get back on the practice floor fully until yesterday, or no, until Monday. And then DeMar DeRozan's going to be out. Quindry Weatherspoon's out. Devin Vassell's out. Keldon Johnson's out. Derek White is out. Rudy Gay is out. So, yeah, LaMarcus Aldridge is playing. But this is most assuredly not a Spurs team that is healthy and clicking on all cylinders. So I don't trust either team. Easy pass.
Can't believe he went Switzerland on us there, Tony, but he did. He's throwing up the Switzerland flag. Talk to us. Where are you going here, Tony Mejia? Do you agree with the market move, or do you think there's some value the contrarian side in the home team here?
I think I'm going to do it one worse and actually go against the contrarian play. You know I don't like it. You know I've learned my lesson. You know I've learned my lesson. But I mean, I just don't see it, especially with, are we talking about Lonnie Walker's career game here tonight? Is he going for 40? Without Gay and without DeMar DeRozan, he's going to have to. He's going to have to play a lot of minutes on the wing. Keldon Johnson's been the Spurs' top rebounder more often than not, and he's not going to play. And I think the Thunder picked up some valuable experience while Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was out. Other guys had to step into a different type roles. Theo Maledon, the rookie, got significant experience. Obviously, Lou Dort and Hamidou Diallo got turns leading that offense, and now SGA is back. So I like this spot for the Thunder. The Spurs had scored 120 points, topped that mark for the first time all season in consecutive games. And they build off that momentum 10 days later? I don't think so with all the absences. And then we've got the Thunder, again, if Al Horford is set to play, pretty much with a full crew tonight. So at home, even though Teddy's right, they have no home court advantage, I still like them over the Spurs.
Still going Spurs. Well, there you got a little bit of everything, including Teddy in the middle in the right spot there going Switzerland. Got plenty of info, guys. Best of luck with whatever you decide to do there. But we do have a couple more games, including one that's happening in Miami, and that would be the Toronto Raptors taking on the Miami Heat here tonight. And this one opened up Miami Heat, a 2.5-point favorite here, Teddy. It has since moved closer to the Raptors as the money comes rolling in away from the Miami Heat. Total at 214.5. That, too, has come down a click or two here. I'm seeing 213.5 even in some places. So do you agree with this move, or do you think there's some value with this Miami Heat team?
Well, from a total standpoint, I agree with it. I mean, Toronto's not playing overs right now. A Raptors team that spent a good portion of the season playing defenseless basketball in the low post. That hasn't been the case in recent weeks, and that's why the Raptors are now, 14-7 in the last 21 games. Their defense has gotten better, and Van Vliet's gone nuts. And, of course, Van Vliet was just snubbed for the All-Star game. You have to take someone out to put him in. I thought he deserved a spot, but I don't know who I would take him out to put him in. But the snubs you pay attention to today. We'll talk about that when it comes to best bet time at the end of the show. But certainly from a spot standpoint for Miami, coming back off of this long road trip, that's a 7-game swing. All right. And you win the last 3 of that trip, including kind of, you have a big win over the Lakers, and you follow that up with a very lethargic performance against OKC, where you put together a big, the run in the second half to win and cover there. It's a classic flat spot for the Heat. All right. But offensively, Miami's not clicking on all cylinders. Defensively, Toronto's gotten a heck of a lot better. And neither team here likely to be pushing the pace for 48 minutes. I lean under in this one.
You do have a probable tag here on Lowry now for this game tonight, Tony. Does it change your mind one or another? Do you agree with the move towards Toronto on the road?
It makes me understand the move a little more because you do get fresh legs back with Kyle Lowry, and Fred VanVleet has been doing both of those duties, ball handling and scoring, that Lowry typically does. Norman Powell had a strong start to the run without Lowry and then kind of fizzled out. They played 2 physical games against the 76ers. And then now they're coming up against an angry Miami team that, yes, it's a flat spot coming off a road trip, but both Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo were snubbed for the All-Star game. Trust me, that'll register down south. That's a proud organization that really wants to start getting things going. Toronto is a known opponent. It's not like they have to brush up on the scouting reports. They know them really well. So I'm really in favor of a lower scoring game here, even with Lowry back. I think it'll be a race to 105. As far as the Heat are concerned, if Tyler Hero plays and he's wearing a questionable tag, I definitely lean Miami. I think his presence on that second unit is invaluable. And then with a motivated Jimmy and Bam Adebayo in the starting lineup, I think Miami gets it done if Hero plays.
It's amazing, too. There's even a questionable tag on Goran Dragic right now here, Brian Leonard. So who knows? We could see everybody on the floor here tonight. How are you approaching this game?
Yeah, I'm echoing what the other guys just said about the total. You take a look at how these 2 teams have played defense for the last couple of weeks. They're playing better defense than they have all season long. The quotes coming out of Miami, Teddy talked about the last 3 games on the road where they won. He said it was a bonding experience. They haven't had that at home. They haven't played very well at home this year. They talked about the bubble last year, how they played so well in the bubble because they were away and they were able to bond. They may come off as if that's a positive. To me, when a team starts believing that they're bonding together like that and they have to come home in this situation, it's a team I'm looking to fade. So I lean with Toronto here, but I think the better bet would probably be the under. Is the defenses are playing a lot better than they did earlier in the season.
Okay, well, there we go. We got, of course, the marquee matchup of the night. I'm sure a lot of folks are going to be looking out in the West, and that being the Lakers taking on the Utah Jazz, where at first glance you look at this, opened up at 6.5. It has since shot up. I'm seeing 9s in an awful lot of places. Total also coming down around 218. And Tony, if you look at it, you're like, wait a minute, the Lakers with LeBron, 9-point underdog, like what is going on? Well, the Jazz is what's going on, my friend. So do you agree with this big a spread in this spot and with the market coming down on the total?
Well, I mean, Kyle Kuzma, whose old stomping grounds in college was Salt Lake City, is going to play. I don't see if Dennis Schroeder is in or out tonight. I would imagine that he's out with this spread nearly 10 points. The Lakers badly need him, not quite as much as they need Anthony Davis. But LeBron needs some help as a catalyst on both ends of the floor, the way that Schroeder can pressure an on-ball guy like Mike Conley or even Donovan Mitchell is going to be missed if LeBron's running mate in this game at that point guard position ends up being Alex Caruso for the bulk of the minutes. So if no Schroeder, I understand the spread. I still might not want to lay it because there are games that LeBron James gets up for, a team that his team is looking up at in the standings, definitely one of them. So I look for LeBron to have a big game. And really, there's not anybody on the Utah roster that's built to slow him down. I assume that Royce O'Neal will start on him. And then beyond that, you get into the Joe Ingles and you can switch. Bogdanovich will probably get minutes on him. Guys that LeBron can absolutely destroy. So if he chooses to have a 40-point, 15-assist game and keep this one close, the Lakers are a dangerous team to fade, getting that many points.
Probable for Morris and Kuzma. I'm showing here Brian Leonard, but some people would argue this ain't enough points here for delay for Utah. It should be more. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Schroeder's got one more day. Then he comes back after this game. Davis and Schroeder, to me, are excellent offensive players, not quite as good defensively. If you look at the advanced stats, team, LeBron is on the compared to some of the other scorers they have on that team. So now that he's out there by himself, really, I expect a lower scoring game. In fact, this whole card, I'm not a Grand Salami kind of guy, but this entire card looks like unders to me for the most part. You hate to root against or bet against the Lakers catching this kind of number. I think the Lakers have been an underdog one time all season, plus 1.5, and they won that game outright. So it's hard to not back the Lakers, but who's going to go against this Utah Jazz team as well as they're playing right now? They're a confident team, and I hate to say it, but even though Utah's got the far better record at this point, I think the game means more to Utah. To be able to beat the Lakers and LeBron, that's something important. And I think Utah's going to come out this game and really try to take it to the Lakers. Love LeBron, have for years, but they're really shorthanded in this game tonight. The line is legit. I'm not going to stand in the way of it. It'll be a fun game to watch. But I think the under, once again, is a game that I think if I'm going to play this game, the under makes sense. Open 220. Now I'm seeing 218.5. I agree with the line move here.
Teddy, 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Charlotte's playing Utah this week, and they managed to rattle off a 62-29 run to end the game here. It's scary getting in front of this Utah, even from a total or from a side. How do you go at it?
So this whole streak, I've either been on Utah or left the game alone. I hadn't stepped in front of them. And the spot was so bad for Utah on, what was that, Monday?
Yeah.
That I'm like, I just got, it's 12.5. That's too many points. And Charlotte led that game. I think it was 91-90 with a minute left in the third. And then the Jazz went on a 26-2 run. And also worth noting, Quinn Snyder left his starters on the floor with the Jazz up 20 and 3 minutes to go. He took them out with like a minute 10 left, and they were up 23. But I was surprised they were on the floor then, which, speaks about Utah's intensity, and it speaks about where this point spread is. Everybody I've talked to looks at the spread and go, what? That's a what? The 9 points? It feels too high. My power rating number says 5.5 on this game, and I've got Utah right now power rated as the single best team in the NBA. So I can't make a case for the Jazz. I'm not going to step in front of the Jazz, but both these guys talked about it. Under makes sense. Jazz coming off a franchise record 28 makes in their last game. Lakers coming off a defensive meltdown in the second half against Washington in their last game. Lakers on the road been playing to the under all year. That's what they do. You do worry about the three-point shooters in this one, but if I'm playing, I will look at under between the Jazz and the Lakers tonight.
All right, there you go. One more game, guys, that we'll break down for you in our overtime section, but do want to remind you now, best bets are up and ready to rock and roll. WagerTalk.com is where you can go. Get Brian Leonard's best bets as well as Tony Mejia's. You can also catch Teddy at SportsMemo.com as well as WagerTalk. Best bets, locked, loaded, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, all-access packages available. The best way and the best bang for your buck. That's the way you do it. Never miss a play. Head over to WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com. And let's take a look before we get to our buzzer beater best bets. Let's look at this overtime game here, guys, where it's interesting what it started at and where it's headed. And that being the Golden State Warriors taking on the Pacers. Opened up at 228. It has since risen to 231.5 in some places. So, Brian, I'm coming to you, my friend. It's an interesting move. Second of a back-to-back year for Golden State. Took care of the Knicks last night. Is it over or not for you in this spot?
Yeah, Golden State, I believe they're playing 4th of 6 games on the road. 4 games in 6 days on the road here, which is an overplay. But you've got an Indiana team because they had that trip into Texas where they haven't really played in 10 days. So normally when a team hasn't played, you would think that defensively would be the way to look in that game. because they haven't gotten the offensive rhythm down. But defense is there when you've got your legs. So the people that are betting it are really looking at Golden State going over. I kind of think it stays under. So I'm kind of fading this line move. Open 228. Now I'm seeing 231, 231 and a halves. I'm looking to fade this, and I'm looking for an under here.
Yeah. Teddy, watching the Knicks and the Warriors, two of the top defensive teams in the league, they still dropped 220 last night. So how do you approach this game?
So when you read the reports out of Indiana about what they did during this break, really the first time all year, and the NBA teams aren't getting practice time. And the Pacers have just had multiple practice sessions. They got a couple of days off. They will be a fresh team on the floor this evening. They also have an all-star snub in Sabonis, who you want to pay attention to. Again, tonight's the last night tonight are the all-star snub nights that we pay attention to. Indiana's such a weird team because Miles Turner is a legit low-post defensive stud. And yet, every time I watch Indiana, and I watch them a lot, I'm like, this defense isn't any good. The perimeter defense isn't any good. They give up a ton of points in transition. And even with Turner blocking shots in the low post, teams get good looks against the Pacers. So given the extra practice time, Indiana's an offensive-minded team. They have an offensive-minded coach. I think that offense could be sizzling tonight. Given their significant defensive concerns, I'll look at this one over. Even after the line move, it's the only one I can look at. And you look at the series history, boy, is it random. Two of the last 3 meetings stayed under, two of the last 4 meetings stayed under 200. 2 of the last 4 meetings flew over the total with at least one team getting a 130. So you look at series history, you're not going to get a lot from this one.
Yeah, Tony, I don't know how much defense you're going to get out of Golden State here tonight, given their recent schedule here, but how are you going to approach this, over or not?
No, under or not, but probably not touching it. I'm not a fade the public or bust type guy, but over 90% of the tickets have been written towards the high side. Over 96% of the money is on the over. And Teddy's absolutely right, because personnel-wise, Indiana has guys that should be able to protect the paint. And, Sabonis can block shots. Miles Turner's one of the best at it in the NBA. And yet every time you look, they're either fouling people and letting guys get to the line, or it's a layup parade on the perimeter. The Holiday brothers are out there. Malcolm Brogdon's a plus defender. And again, guys get to their spots against the Pacers. One thing that concerns me, though, about the Warriors is they're playing, for the 4th time in 6 nights. And it's Draymond Green, who came in onto this road trip with a bad back, probably going to play on the second night of a back-to-back. Steph Curry, who Steve Kerr said, we're going to monitor his minutes. We're looking for long-term stuff, not short-term results. Probably going to play 35-plus minutes, even though they wanted to keep him down to 32. So what does that affect? Does that affect his legs on the offensive end? Or will we see, the defense really suffer? I can't make up my mind on that, but the fact that the value is completely gone, now that it's up at over 230, it's under or bust for me.
All right, there you go, guys. You know what that means? It is time for our buzzer beater best bet. That's right. We got 60 seconds on the clock. We give these guys the opportunity to do whatever they want with the 60 seconds. As long as they drop us a best bet, we are good to go. Just don't go over it. So, Brian, listen, you are a sneaky sharpshooter, my man. I've seen you drill them from half court before. So we're going to start with you. All right, we'll put 60 seconds on the clock. Dazzle us, my man. Where are you going here tonight? Best bet?
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. You take a look at Detroit. They haven't played a home game for 10 days. They're itching to get home. They just played Orlando in 2 games. They lose the first one. Orlando was shooting lights out. The second game, they get that revenge last time out. This is the second of a back-to-back here for Detroit. They can't wait to get home. They're going to play a New Orleans team here who is starting to play a little bit better ball. New Orleans is a team that's very physical. I'm not one to lay a lot of points with this Pelicans team, but I think they're coming around right now. And the spot just screams New Orleans. I'm going to lay the points with the Pelicans tonight.
All right, laying the points with time left. I love it. Go ahead, take New Orleans against Detroit. Teddy, you know what to do, my man. You were red hot last night here on the show, so talk to us. 60 seconds. Where are you going with the best bet?
Yeah, last night's all rear view mirror. You know, that's the beauty about this business is that every day you wake up, you're 0-0. Doesn't matter if you had your butt kicked yesterday, or if you won every bet you made, you're still starting fresh each and every day. And speaking of starting fresh, I'm going to look at a player prop tonight, which is not something that I normally do. But when it comes to the All-Star Game snubs, this one stands out like a sore thumb. Sorry, Devin Booker's an All-Star. Okay, flat out. And for him to get snubbed, and everybody on the team knows he got snubbed, and everyone on the team knows that Booker against Charlotte, who is not known for their defense, it doesn't have a natural stopper for Booker on the floor. Tonight's a Devin Booker night, plain and simple. You can bet him over points. You can bet him over. I thought points, rebounds, and assists would be the best way to look. And again, it's right around his averages, 35.5, the current number. I say that goes over Devin Booker and his player props this evening.
Oh, look at that. See, that's my point here, Teddy. See, either you can hit a three, either you're pure or you're not. Either you can shoot or you can't. Well done, my man. And I agree with you 100% on Booker here tonight. So, Tony, you are cleanup, my man. Come on, show them how it's done. You know, we got old Kareem Skyhook coming. So go ahead, talk to us. 60 seconds on the clock. Let us see where you're going.
All right, let me start these 60 seconds by once again plugging my 5% play. Those are rare. Get in on that. And now let me go ahead and talk about probably the ugliest game on the board tonight. The Houston Rockets, losers of 8 straight, facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. They just snapped a run of 10 consecutive, not only defeats, but against the spread losses. And they did it. I mean, you should have seen Larry Nance Jr. and Kevin Love wrestling on the bench. They were so giddy for beating the Atlanta Hawks last night. It was a great show. Now they got the Houston Rockets coming into town. Victor Oladipo and Eric Gordon questionable for Houston. And I'm going to believe in the kids. Dylan Windler shooting the ball well for the Cavaliers. They got they hit the most 3-pointers they've made all month. Lamar Stevens stepped up. All those guys are more prone to play well at home than on the road. Colin Sexton with the game-winning assist against the Hawks. That's key. Give me the Cavaliers plus the points. Oh, wait, that press corps that was bothering Steve Merrill is around. What's going to happen?
What are you? I can't no more prompts. Leading's got the easy button. I can't. See, when you started Merrill, that's why you're not on the show anymore. All right, guys, recap it one more time for you here. Across the board, Brian Leonard going to Pelicans, lay the 9.5, taking on Detroit. Teddy is all over the props tonight. Devin Booker over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Tony Mejia, keep in mind, he's got a 5% play up as well, guys. They don't come often at Wager Talk. Make sure you head over there, check it out. He's going with the Cavs. Could they put a streak together? Unbelievable. The Cleveland Cavs taking 4 points, getting no respect tonight against Houston. So that does it here, guys. Don't forget, Brian Leonard, WagerTalk.com, Teddy Covers, Tony Mejia. Teddy Covers, you can also get at SportsMemo.com. The best bets are locked and loaded, ready for a great card in the association tonight. So on behalf of Brian Leonard, Teddy Covers, and Tony Mejia, hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner. Guys, best of luck with your plays tonight. Make sure you come back and join us again tomorrow. We break it all down, start over, new props, new three-point shots, you name it, we've got it. Best of luck, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
First, we'd like to thank everyone who took part in our annual Customer Appreciation Week. We'd like to especially thank the hundreds of brand new customers who use WagerTalk.com for the very first time. Our regulars already know we offer $9 Mondays and have a featured handicapper for $2 Tuesdays. We're going one step further. For the final 2 Thursdays in February, every single daily package will be half priced on Thursday, February 18th and Thursday, February 25th using coupon code THANKS50. There is no limit to the number of usages or the number of cappers you can purchase, and the same code THANKS50 will work for both Thursdays. Just another way for us to thank you for your patronage.